If you're a woman over 40 who is feeling frustrated, flabbergasted, and quite frankly, a bit fucked off that your body seems to have completely changed overnight, stay exactly where you are. You need to know that you're not alone, you're not imagining it, but that it's not your metabolism. I've been a women's health coach for 12 years, helping thousands of women in midlife build bodies that they're really bloody proud of. I help them, and you, cut through all the bullshit and get the results that you deserve. In this video, we're going to talk about what metabolism actually is, why your body seems to have changed in the blink of an eye, why it feels so much harder to stay in shape over the age of 40, and how you're going to fix it. Metabolism is basically how our body uses calories to do day-to-day things. Yes, we use calories as energy when we are working out and moving, but we also use calories to do basic shit. Now, although your body is changing, and despite the fact that there are thousands of people on the internet telling you it's because your metabolism is sluggish, broken, or completely fucked, that just isn't true. In fact, the data we have tells us that our metabolism, whether we're menopausal or not, stays pretty much the same until we reach our 60s. And even then, the decline in metabolism is minimal. We're talking less than 1% a year. So if your metabolism isn't broken, if your body isn't miraculously gaining fat at a rapid rate with no explanation, what is actually happening? So there are three things that I want to talk about today that are going to influence how your body looks as you age. The first thing is fat redistribution. So as we age, as we go through perimenopause, our hormones start to decline. And as estrogen declines, our body redistributes fat. Where we may have previously stored fat on our hips, arse and thighs, it now likes to gather itself around the middle. We start to see it building up in our abdomen and viscerally around organs. That does not mean that we are gaining more body fat. That means that where we are storing body fat has changed. Think of the classic apple shape. That's exactly what a lot of women in perimenopause describe and experience. The second thing that's happening in perimenopause is behaviour change. Symptomatic behaviour change. It's the fact that perimenopause can impact sleep, mood, energy, hunger, things that have a knock-on effect on the way we behave. We know that a decline in progesterone impacts sleep quality and quantity. If we are underslept, our body produces ghrelin, the hunger hormone. That means we're going to crave stuff. That means we're more likely to overeat. We're more likely to snack and graze and pick at things mindlessly. If our body is underslept and not recovering as well as it was before menopause, that's going to impact our desire to move. You might still go to the gym, but there's a strong possibility you're moving less outside of the gym, which is where we burn most of our calories. Maybe you're not able to train as hard. Maybe you need more rest days because your body's aching, your joints are sore. Maybe your mood's low, so you're looking for a dopamine hit from food and or alcohol. Because you're desperate to feel better in your body, maybe you're being uber restrictive all week and then binging at the weekend. Whether we like it or not, we have to reflect and take a little bit of responsibility and say, are some of my behaviours the reason why my body is changing? I recently ran my online 8-week reset for 40 women, all smack bang in midlife. During the induction, I asked them some simple questions around lifestyle and behaviours. The majority of those 40 women were regularly walking under 5,000 steps a day. The majority of those women were also getting less than 6 hours sleep a night. Most of those women were only eating 2 meals a day and snacking and grazing. Many of them were using alcohol as a soother, as a stress management strategy, as a chance to wind down. None of them were regularly lifting weights, and all of them dabbled in the good all week, act like a dickhead at the weekend cycle. I can also tell you that before coaching, most of them firmly believed that their metabolism was sluggish, broken, completely fucked. The third thing that impacts how our body looks and responds as we age is muscle loss. Over the age of 40, our body loses muscle mass year on year on year. That speeds up as we enter perimenopause, And muscle mass is something that determines how many calories we need to sustain ourselves. So if you're a woman over 40 who isn't lifting weights, prioritising protein and getting enough rest, you could eat exactly the same as you have been for years and you will start to gain body fat. So there you have it, the 3 reasons why your body is changing in menopause and why it isn't your metabolism. So how do we fix it? Because I don't want you to stay stuck in that limiting belief that this is something you can't change, that it is what it is and you just have to accept being deeply uncomfortable in your own skin. You can build a body and behaviours that you're really frigging proud of. Any age, any stage. So here's how we go after those results. The easiest one to address is point 3, losing muscle as we age. If you start to regularly lift weights, eat enough protein and get enough rest, you can counteract the natural decline. You can hold on to muscle and you will be able to continue to eat as you have without gaining excess body fat. If you're on board with that, but you don't have a clue how or where to start, you can find a link to my beginner's guide to strength training in the description. I'd then address point 2, behaviours. The 5 key pillars of my coaching focus on food, beliefs and behaviours, movement, that's inside and outside of the gym, sleep, stress management and mindset, aka the way we think. Fix your behaviours, you're going to find it far easier to adhere to a calorie deficit, i.e. eating and drinking less calories than your body needs to sustain itself. And although we can't change how your body now stores fat around the abdomen, we can lose body fat, which of course will change the way your body looks. This is the cool bit, girls. You think that changing your behaviours has to be tick every box. You've been told that it needs to be really, really restrictive and depressing. It genuinely doesn't. Basic behaviours, simple stuff. Again, head to the link in the description and you can grab a free copy of my Basic Bitch Bible. That's going to tell you where to start with your behaviours. You're also going to see a link to my sleep quiz. It's going to help you review your sleep and see where you can make improvements. I am throwing everything at you here. The bells, the whistles, everything you need to start feeling better in your body, in midlife and beyond. I can't offer you a pill or a potion. I can just try to help you see through the bullshit and start making changes. If you've enjoyed this simple, to the point, bullshit-free way of discussing women's health and wellness, hit subscribe, never miss an episode, and grab any of the freebies that I've mentioned from the description.